to establish himself.
This morning's roundtable hearing began with questions of how the Chamorro Land Trust Commission, or CLTC, approved a commercial lease for Guam Rocks, Inc. when there was supposed to be a moratorium in place. CLTC Board Chairman Oscar Calvo attempts to explain.
The board pre-approved at the time in 2008, even before we did the moratorium, which you.
How did it pre-approved it? There's nothing in the record that
No,
pre-approved
well,
the plan.
you know,
The only thing in the record is that it denied the application.
Yes, but then at the time the board went back and we heard Mr. Torres again on the issues. And yes, Senator, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Under intense scrutiny, Calvo admitted to lawmakers that the board only granted the applicants permission to survey the land and not necessarily pre-approve the lease.
And I even made that distinctly clear to Mr. Torres and even to Tony Sanchez. I says, you know what? I can't act until the rules and regs, okay? You know, you guys, my hands are tied. And they understood that. They said, okay, but we want to start at least to go survey. Fine, you want to survey, do it. If that's what you want, you want to look at it, that's fine. I know, Senator, and maybe that is a wrong approach. I'm not disputing that.
Absolutely.
It contradicts myself to that issue.
All right.
Okay?
Yes.
And I'll admit that.
Right. So are you going to withdraw then your
Well, then I'll
authorization to survey?
withdraw if that's what it takes today for you guys to understand that.
Guam Rocks has applied for a lease of nearly 400 acres of CLTC property along the back road to Anderson. Originally, they were asked to turn the area into a quarry. Board members objected to this, saying it would leave the CLTC with a huge hole in the ground. Guam Rocks then went back to the drawing board and applied instead to only grade or level the property provided they could sell the aggregate or rocks that were left after grading. Guam Rocks then promised to put in thousands of dollars worth of infrastructure so that when the lease was up, they could return the property to the CLTC and the CLTC could then lease it out to residential applicants. The CLTC liked this idea. The problem is, before the application was approved, the board granted newly appointed CLTC Director Jess Garcia his request for a moratorium on all leases until he could fix all the problems at the land agency. Nevertheless, Calvo went ahead and allowed Guam Rocks to conduct a survey of the 400 acres they applied for.
What is the purpose of giving somebody, telling them go spend thousands of dollars?
They understood that, Senator.
But what is the purpose?
Well,
is my question. What is the purpose of doing it? If you cannot act on it, you don't have a you've put yourself in a moratorium to act on it. You said that you're only going to be able to act. Why would you lead somebody and have them spend and authorize them to go into the property, spend thousands of dollars with no understanding whatsoever? I mean, that's what it doesn't look right, smell right, feel right.
Well,
This statement by Senator Pangilinan put Calvo on the defensive.
And probably you guys are thinking, is anybody pushing me behind this? No. And I swear that to the Bible right now. Nobody pushed me for that matter. The administration did not push me. I didn't get a call for that matter. Okay? And I know, and I'll swear that to you right now. I would take that whatever course that I think that I be accountable for today, and then I'll take that. I'll take that beating. You know?
Calvo was indeed hammered by questions from both Senator Pangilinan and even Vice Speaker B.J. Cruz. Senator Cruz has brought up concerns in the past that some of the property that Guam Rocks applied for is property in the Pocket area that the military has been eyeing as a firing range for the coming Marines.
I was trying to figure out whether or not it had something to do with the fact that that area was being considered for the firing range, and whether or not this was being set up for a sublease that was going to be in the multi-millions because it now had a PUD planned on it.
Well, Senator, like I said, that's my answer for today.
No, I understand, Oscar,
but
for
you know,
me,
Senator, if nobody pushed me on this, Senator, let me tell you that. I did not get a phone call for that matter. Okay, I took the decision on my own, okay, personal.
With 10,000 applications over there, Oscar, this is the application that's been going through for the last...
I made the biggest mistake of my life. I made that mistake, okay? And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. What am I going to do, okay?
Resign.
So, okay, you want me, is that what you want me to do?
Yes.
Calvo told senators he would not resign. In the end, senators decided to try and work with Calvo. The bottom line, according to Senator Pangilinan, is that he wants the CLTC to rescind its authorization to Guam Rocks, develop its rules and regulations, complete the inventory of all its properties, and then begin the process of examining the Guam Rocks lease and issuing other leases, especially those of applicants who have been waiting for years.
But are you going to rescind the authorization to survey? That's the question.
Well,
Are you going to rescind the authorization to survey?
can I have a few seconds?
In the end, Calvo said he would rescind the authorization. Guam Rocks manager Tony Sanchez tried to chime in near the end of the meeting. However, Senator Pangilinan told him the hearing was only meant for the CLTC. Sanchez says he wanted to defend his company, as they are a Chamorro-owned company who is willing to spend thousands of dollars on building infrastructure on CLTC lands. Clint Rogel, PNC News.
I guess